Hey, welcome back to the Baco Motorsports Power Hour. I'm Mike Griffith. Got Scott Schweitzer in with me for the Bakersfield Speedway segment. How you doing, Scott?
Good. Ready for another week. Just got to keep this rain away.
Yeah, hey, it's funny. It hasn't rained for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been normal.
Helps us on track prep, though.
Yeah,
So-
if it can rain a little tonight, that's fine, right?
Yeah, I just got to pick the days that it rains and then pick the days for it to go away. If I could do that, we're perfect.
Yeah. We've got a guest calling in, Bobby McNovich, a Californian Lightning Sprint driver. You there, Bobby?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So, how are you doing this day?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for calling in. It's just going to be the first of 4 races at Bakersfield Speedway, and I think the thing for this race is the first of 3 of the Civil War series, pitting the Southern California against the CLS against the Bay Cities Racing Association. How big of a race is this coming up on Saturday night?
This will probably be our biggest race of the year because it's our first Civil War race, which is the BCRA Lights of the North against the California Lightning Sprints of the South. So we should have pushing 30 cars, and we got some pretty big names coming from down south. I'll be racing Jarrett Kramer. He's fast. Jeffrey Dyer, Dan Hilberg, and then the North guys represented by guys like Dakota Albright, Craig Dillard, Scott Kenny, and then we also have some Central California guys like Charlie Carasillo and Doug Nunes, who they could go either way. They're north and south, so they kind of mix it up with us too.
Now, tell us a little bit exactly, if you say California Lightning Sprint, for somebody who doesn't know, what is a California Lightning Sprint car?
I like to think of them as a scaled-down World of Outlaw sprint car because the technology is the same. They're about the same size of a midget. We have wings on them, and we run motorcycle engines, 1,000 cc up to 1,200 cc. And the lap times at the track at Bakersfield, we run faster lap times than the USAC CRA 410 sprint cars. So we're really fast little cars.
Yeah, well, what's the horsepower and the weight of these, kind of the horsepower to weight on these cars?
The cars weigh right around 750 pounds, and the horsepower is anywhere from about 180 to 200. So they've got pretty good power to the weight.
Hey, Chris, go ahead and show a couple of the slides of Bobby and his car, the Black 21 there. We've got 3 or 4 slides of you getting around the speedway. You won, I think, 2 of the 4 races here last year. So what's the key to winning at Bakersfield Speedway?
Bakersfield's one of my favorite tracks, so I've always been fortunate to do well there. We've raced everywhere throughout the country, and Bakersfield's one of my favorite places to go. The track changes a lot during the night. The crew does an excellent job with track prep there, so you've got to watch the track, and experience helps, and knowing the track as much as I do helps me a lot too.
Is there a key do you guys run pretty much wide open all the way around there? Is there a fast way around that racetrack?
No. It's, a lot of it comes with setup. Some guys may try to flat-foot it around there. I don't try to flat-foot it. I like the motor to breathe a little bit and the chassis to work a little bit. So I use the throttle. Throttle control is a key with wing sprint cars or wing mini sprints. So really knowing when to get in and out of the throttle helps you a lot, and knowing how to set up your car for the track condition helps you a lot. So experience really comes into play.
Now on this, is carrying momentum on the high side usually better than maybe going down low the shorter way around?
Sometimes, the top is the long way, but if there's a cushion to lean on, you can carry your speed around there and pick up. You may lose a little getting in because the guy takes a shorter route around the bottom, but if you can carry the momentum and ride the cushion, you could usually beat him coming off. So that's kind of a key to watch as the track goes through the night to see if the cushion's building up or if the bottom's a fast way. So really watching helps you a lot. And you don't really know until you really hit the track which line's going to be the best.
You're going to have late models out there this week too, I think, so a lot of high horsepower there as well. So likely they're going to develop a cushion up top, but Scott Schweitzer's here, so why don't you tell them how to prepare the track for what you want? Put your order in right now, Bobby.
Yeah. No, the last time we raced there last year, the track was incredible. You could run top, middle, or bottom. It was a little stickier than normal, which maybe made it so we could run all 3 grooves. But when it dries out, it's also a good race. I don't think I've ever really seen a bad race at Bakersfield. They do a great job at that place.
I don't think Bobby has trouble getting around our track either. I mean, I think he's another one that goes in that category that may have a set of keys to my place, because every time he shows up, he gets around it fast. And for the fans out there that have never seen a California Lightning Sprint at our facility, it's amazing to watch. These guys get out there, they fly, and Bobby absolutely nailed it on the head when he said it's a scaled down version of a World of Outlaw car, because with the wings that they have on and the speeds that they're carrying, they're fantastic to watch.
Yeah, Chris, once again, go ahead and show those slides of Bobby in the 21 car there, as you can see on the show here. This car has won 9 of 16 races. That's a pretty good winning percentage, Bobby.
Yeah, we've been pretty fortunate. I think a lot of it, too, is certain tracks we go to. Like, we went to Imperial last week, and I don't have as much confidence at Imperial, but when I roll into Bakersfield, I have a lot of confidence. It's just one of the tracks. I won there in sprint cars, and TQs I didn't win, but I ran there in TQs when I was younger, and it's just one of my tracks where I feel pretty confident.
I see, yeah, Jared Kramer came out with the win because you guys opened the season there at Imperial Raceway a couple of weeks ago, and but you did okay. You ran second in one of those races, right?
No, we were battling with Jarrett on Saturday night for the lead, and I got upside down, which kind of wasn't cool, but that's the way it goes. And then fixed the car overnight, and we came back Sunday, and we ended up winning Sunday, and Jarrett got second. So he and I swapped the wins there, and he's always fun to race with. He's a tough racer, and his crew chief Leighton Kramer, they're characters. They like to talk and have fun, and we have a lot of fun with those guys. But they're serious racers.
Now you said you were as quicker than the 410 cars. What's the best lap you've made there at the Speedway?
Last year, in fact, the last race of the year, I think we ran right around a 12.7, and I don't know many cars that go faster there other than like the World of Outlaw wing sprint cars.
That's fast.
That's fast, and these cars are light. I think the wings give you that downforce you need to really do that.
Yeah, the wings are what get us going fast, just like a World of Outlaw sprint car. The wings are what make them so fast. And for us, the wing gets you through the corners a little faster is where you make up the speed.
Okay, Bobby, I want to thank you for calling in, and we'll look forward to seeing you out there on Saturday night, and could well be talking to you again in Victory Lane.
Hopefully we'll have a good weekend. Hopefully we'll have a good car count, and hopefully a lot of people come out and watch and enjoy the show.
Okay, thanks for making the call in.
All right, thank you.
Hey, there. So, Bobby, yeah, he's another one of those guys who wins a lot of races out there.
He does. He's a great guy and brings a great program. And the whole California Lightning Sprint group, the great group of guys, great competitive, put on a great show. So it's always nice to have them a few times out at the Speedway.
That's right. We got late models. So this is going to be the first race for the late models. The Sport Mods, Hobby Stocks, the Lightning Sprints, their first race. First race for the Mini Dwarfs. And it's Camp Out for Cancer Night, so there'll be a lot of raffle prizes, right. and they're looking for donations for the local fundraiser for Camp Out for Cancer, where all the money stays in the community.
Absolutely.
And, of course, you had some racing last week, and, of course, Mr. Tom Mocht was out there to chronicle it with his giant flash. And this guy, 98 car, 198 actually, there's a little one on there. Robbie Sawyer has had quite the start to the season. He's in Victory Lane. Back-to-back wins for him, and it seems like when certain drivers you get on a roll, things just go right. He took the lead early in the race, I think 6 laps into it, and just dominated. Rob Sanders finished second, Brad Pounds finished third, Cody Laney and Brian Clark. So good run for the Mods.
Yeah, it's a great group of guys right there in the top 5, but definitely Robbie's on his game right now. He's got that GRT chassis figured out, and he's going to be tough to beat. So, but I mean, the Bill Henderson cars finishing second and third there. I mean, they're on it. They're a great group of guys, and they'll be battling all year. So it's going to be a great season to see how this IMCA modified shakes down.
Then I think the next ones up are the Hobby Stocks, and they're 3 wide there. It's always good when you see 3 wide. The track's prepped well, racing 3 wide, just not 1 shot, 2 shots. Here's it looks like Mike Hill might be a little loose right there, Junior, but he came back. He got the win, so a good outing for Mike Hill Jr.
Yeah, dominated the field. I'm surprised to see that slide there with cars around him, because most of the race he was out by himself. He really took off. So, and it's nice to see Trevor Breaker in third. I mean, he moved up from the American stocks last year. Hasn't taken him long to figure the hobby stocks out. So he's definitely a competitive guy, and he'll be one to watch this season.
Yeah, and Chris Settlemeyer's there, and then you have big field, and we go ahead. There's big field for the. It seems it's funny. Racing kind of goes in cycles. If you've been around this sport long enough, it's kind of like the stock market or a heartbeat, up and down, up and down. You'll see fields rise, fields fall. The mini stocks used to have these huge car counts of 20 plus. Then it kind of dwindled down to 8, 9, 10. 11, and now you're starting the season with over 20 again. So
I was kind of worried about them, thinking that we're running out of an inventory of mini stocks at the junkyards and the different places that the racers buy the cars. But yeah, it's nice to see that we got some new young kids in there racing that'll be around, and then obviously some of our veterans are still hanging around on there. So
and it may be a fun class that maybe is a little more affordable than some of the other classes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Misty Warren came away with the win over Steve Rourke. A little fireworks after the checkered flag, because apparently and this is a big field, so the green light's still on for a long time, and they kind of kept racing.
Yeah, kind of a weird situation. I mean, definitely we have to leave the green light on to get the whole field through the checkered flag. Otherwise, some of the people won't even be racing to the checkered flag and can change the spot.
And then they got together, and Steve had a pretty violent flip.
Yeah,
in the air quick.
Horrible outcome. Thank God he's okay. But I've seen a couple of videos on it since then, and it's kind of don't know if she got into him or not, or he may have lost a tire or blown a tire or something in the track.
Here's the hint, though. The checkered flag means the race is over for you.
We definitely
the green
get
light's
that.
still on because there's 18 cars behind you
Right.
now.
Yeah.
So guys, race is over.
Yeah, once you see the checkered and you cross it, it'd be a good time to get to the high side and slow down. But we're happy that it's unfortunate we lost a car. Steve's car, the 77, was pretty beat up. But, thank God he walked away.
Then real quickly, run out of time here. We had the sport mods there.
No, street stocks.
I mean street stocks.
Pro
Pro
stocks.
stocks.
I don't
We'll
know.
get them. The
every
pro
year
stocks.
they're a different name. Yeah.
You super stocks, street stocks,
Yeah.
pro stocks. Justin Crockett out of the San Maria area, his first win at Bakersfield Speedway. Billy Simpkins seconds. Mr. Crockett was very happy in Victory Lane.
Super cool in Victory Lane interview with Justin. He was very ecstatic to win.
And then we had the American stock race here, where of course it's a Johnson.
Yeah.
Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, Tyler did a great job. Had a tough week opening night and was able to come back this week and started on the front row and just dominated the field. So it was a great showing by Tyler. He had mentioned that he's got another car that he's putting back together, and I heard he's racing for points. So it's going to be a great year for Tyler and all the gang in Miranda right there in second. So
there you go. We got it in. We got the results in. A big weekend of racing at Bakersfield Speedway. Yep. We'll see you out there Saturday night, 6 o'clock.
Perfect. We'll be there.
Okay, we'll be back in a moment on the Baco Motorsports Power Hour.